ladies and gentlemen, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. You see some new faces on the screen, and you see something all completely different on the screen. What you are witnessing is something new, it's something improved, it's something different. It's called the Link Up, and as you may know, I'm Big Tone. Right now, I'm here with two special and important people to me. Uh, I'm here with Mo. Hello, Mo. Hello, Mo. Can you hear me, Mo?
Hey.
Hey, I'm here with, and I'm with
She
my
got a
man. Big
Yes.
Pop.
Hey.
she got a delay going on.
I don't know what's going on with her. Maybe it could be because she down in the south. You know that Helene and Milton, them niggas been acting up down there. You know what I mean? That could be it. But
Well,
I'm here with my little cousin Mo and my man with the plan. Coming off a birthday, Big Pops. What it do, baby?
Yeah, what's going on?
What up? What up? What up? What up, people? It's
Mm.
all family, man. This is the Link Up. You know, as you may have seen in the intro, there was a face that was supposed to be here, but is not here right now. But we gonna leave that where it's at. How's everybody doing? How was your week? How was everything with you? Let's start with ladies first. Mo, how was your week?
it was good.
Okay, okay. I guess it was good, Pops. Pops,
Yeah,
how was your week?
it was all right. It was a moment of enlightenment. I was a little upset. I was supposed to go out to Arizona, visit my younger brother or whatever, but things with work prevented me from doing that. Um, Went to the birthday was Thursday. Ended up going to work on Thursday. Been off ever since that day. So it's been pretty much busy and relaxing at the same time, if that makes sense.
That does make sense, man. You know what? It's a blessing to be above ground for another year, man. Salute to you, my man. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? We known each other for a long time. We ain't seen a lot of birthdays between each other. I'm just happy that I'm being able to see yours come to fruition this year as well, my brother.
Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that.
No doubt, no doubt, man. I'm not gonna waste no time. I posed a question earlier today because I feel like it's a lot of weird things happening nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by weird things, I mean like there's a lot of testosterone with the ladies, and there's a lot of estrogen with the men. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's been well, it has been popping off, but I could say even now because we could possibly have a female president popping off, it just seems like it's been generating more and more hate from men a lot. And I don't know where's it coming from. You know what I mean? But maybe we could talk about it. Let's find out. Like, what's your perspective on it? You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, mine is simple. It seems like it's one of those things that started probably when the black family came about and the structure of the black family. The plan seemed like, when I say plan, I'm speaking in terms of governmental aspect, was to break up the black family. Everybody knows power within black family. When you have community, when you have unity amongst, you're gonna put out a good product. I'm a product from it, not bragging or anything like that, but I understand the structure and the dynamics of it. And the whole plan was to break up the black family. Then not only that, I could take it one step farther. It just seemed like a role reversal has happened amongst the male and female, the male and female genders. And that's not just a black thing, white thing, or Asian thing, but something that's just been happening in the United States. The young ladies holding down, getting the jobs, working, and unfortunately, they're not using discretion on who they be with in the physical nature. And the men are the ones that are worried about how another man's dressed, how much money a person's making, putting value on things that are I'm not gonna say not important, but frivolous. When we were worried about when I was growing up, we were worried about being the head of the household, basically, basically keeping maintaining the structure of a family. Nowadays, these dudes worried about when they're gonna get a pair of $600 Prada shoes. Questionable, but hey, it is what it is.
What's your thoughts?
I heard you say something about just in the United States. Like I've had conversations with my girlfriends, and I have an African friend, so it's not just in the United States that it's males have taken a back seat all around. Like I mean, she's talked about some of her friends with their you know male partners, and they ain't they not doing what they should be doing as the male role, and some of them are Africans.
Mm.
So,
So
and I think what has happened is some of these males didn't have a role model to go by. So we lost that when having somebody to show you how you should, what you should do as a male, or how you should run a household. That step is gone. Like we don't have those older people nowadays trying to be role models for the younger generation.
that's
Yeah.
crazy that you say that because I remember growing up in the 80s and 90s where we still had a block captain, a block committee, a neighborhood watch, and everybody, as far as the elders, they were in charge of making sure the block was okay. So it changed. The dynamics changed to where it was like, you know, the more that the government got involved with our families, the more it turned into a lot of people uh, not respecting the elders. So therefore, it turns into don't say nothing to my kid. You know what I'm saying? All those supports that you had in the community start stepping back, and it start turning into me against them, and elders start staying in the house and start being more fearful of them young women and young men that's in the streets because it's no respect, like you said, and when it's no respect, who's teaching outside the home? It's and inside the home. You know what I mean? And I just remember, like you said, I didn't have a positive male figure in the household, but I had 5 or 6 positive male figures in my neighborhood I can bounce off. You don't have that nowadays at all.
Well, well, you do have it. It's just a thing of the reason I say that is because you still have men and women alike that volunteer and help out. But the problem with helping out when it comes to taking a a village to raise a child, a lot of times these parents they build a friendship with their child instead of being their child's parents. So it's like no matter what their child says or does, it doesn't. It's almost it doesn't even matter until they feel like that something wrong has happened or been done to their child, if that makes sense. So when a lot of times you have people that are willing to help or willing to support these, the children that may be in need of or missing of a male or female presence in their life, the other parent or the caretaker of their child is dismissive when it comes to basically rearing their child in the proper direction of life. The only
That's
time they
deep.
have problems, the only times they really realistically have problems is when they're forced to leave work over issues that they've been warned or told about probably since the beginning of the school year. A lot of them roll around with that they cuss. Their mouths are savagely just is. I don't know what. Sometimes I don't know. I just shake my head and keep walking. But a lot of that, I think we fumbled that. When I say we, I'm talking about my generation or the ones shortly after mine. We build relationships with children as if they're on the same level as us, not as them being children. We don't raise them right. We raise them wanting to be their friend more than being stern, being firm and stern on a lot of values that we were taught.
Can you say that come from a victim mentality? Like I remember when I was a kid, I used to say, I can't wait to be a damn an adult because I can't stand your ass. I would be mumbling on my breath talking about my mama and like her putting me on punishment. And I just remember, man, I ain't never do that shit to my kid, man. I can't believe all that silly shit.
Yeah,
And I know a lot of people come from that um victim mentality. So when you say they want to be their kid's friend, they lose a lot of points in discipline because of the fact that they don't know how to discipline their kid other than relating to them on some TikTok shit. You know what I mean?
you're right. You're right. Well, yeah, you're exactly right. It not necessarily a victim thing, but I can attest because I've heard siblings actually say, "I want to give my kids what I've never had." Don't understand it, but I could. The only approach I've ever had is I want them to experience things I've never experienced. But no, something I never had. I grew up. I mean, we grew up. We had fun, and we stayed children. We had responsibilities and did what we needed to do. What I will say is we fall in love, and I'm partially to blame for that. But what I mean by that is you end up spoiling your kids, just basically giving them everything without teaching them the values of earning stuff. And when you give a kid everything just because you you kind of tank their image or thought of what love is, and they replace true love with what you can offer to them materialistically. And the moment you don't give it to them, you don't love them. They replace true love by they put a value on basically love, and it's not their fault because that's what parents do. And the reason I say I can attest to this because it came a time where I think it was around Christmas time, and I had nothing about the kids because we gave them every damn thing throughout the course of the year just because they asked for it. And that's sad. One you end up being broken. Then two is just like D.L. Hewley said, if you spoil your kids, you're gonna have to raise your grandchildren. But if you raise your kids, you can spoil your grandchildren. That's exactly what's meant by that, in my opinion. But so the part with the victim stuff, I can agree with you. It's one of them things. It's like we want to do things different than what we did, but we might have went about it the wrong way.
That's true because you can see some mistakes that you made. You know, thinking, okay, I'm gonna give them everything, but then once you give them, they feel like they're entitled to it, or you they deserve it just because we didn't get just because
One thing we got just because was the ass whooping.
Yeah, and to bring this back full circle, with the dynamic of children come men and women and the relationships of men and women, especially black men and women. There's a dynamic that happens where, like I know, we're dealing with a lot of women who are taking on the roles of not just being the provider, but the sole provider in households that have either one or plus more than one kid in the house. So therefore, when it comes to they have a spouse, which is not their kid's father, there's a level of disrespect that comes along with that. When a man comes in, a man wants certain things the way he wants certain things. And what I've noticed over time, women, because they used to being in a position of authority, it's not so simple for them to take a back seat and be led. Or is it because they used to being the leader that they can't do it? Talk to me, Mo.
ah um
Yeah, I want to hear this one.
I think it is kind of difficult to take a back seat. You know what I mean? But it also that man has to make you feel secure that he can, you know, he can lead, and you'll be comfortable enough to take a back seat. You know what I mean?
What does that look like, though? I mean, if you with a man, it just ain't about sex, right? So
No.
you say you love this man, y'all moved in with each other, you got kids, it's a package deal, and then it turns into, well, I can't trust that you'll be able to do the same things that I do. You know what I mean? I don't think that's fair when, you know, when you got with me, you knew what kind of person I am. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? So it turns into a sticky situation, especially if it's a blended situation. You know what I'm saying? And I know from my own experiences, certain women be like, well, you don't have to say nothing to them. Say it to me, and I address them, which is not. I don't think that works. You know what I mean? I feel like all you're doing is creating a wedge, and those kids use that as manipulating blocks between you and your spouse. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe it's different from a female's perspective. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a hard. It's just a hard situation.
What you think, Pops?
Um, it's one of those things of I'm gonna go back to the same thing of basically breaking up breaking up the black family. You know that if you even look at it from a standpoint of even with the when the government step in, it's a level of control. You know, woman on Section 8 can't have a man living in the house. You know,
Yeah,
he can't be any kind of presence. He pay child support. He can actually, you know, do all kind of other stuff with alimony and all that stuff. But once the government come involved, that man can't be present.
yeah, that works all the way around. You can't get them stamps. You know what I'm saying? Unless he on support, she can't have that Section 8 house unless he nowhere around. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff, man. It is crazy how the government play big brother, you know what I'm saying, to the whole situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's almost like now we're in a position where you look on social media and you'll see women saying, uh, I want a guy that's gonna do this. Or you get a lot of pushback from men nowadays. And a lot of it has to do with, well, she want me to do this, and who does she think I am type vibe. And really, I don't even like talking about men and women stuff because I feel like, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Men should never be in the middle of what a woman does. That's period. You know what I mean? Like if I shouldn't have, if I got a problem with my woman, I should address it to my woman, and we should be able to go back and forth and figure out whatever the problem is. But to take a stance and say, well, women aren't submissive today because they listen to Sexy Red and other ratchet stuff, and they don't tune in to the Bible and all this. I mean, you're doing too much. That's what I think. I think you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I think when women get with their girls, they gonna be ratchet. They gonna do ratchet shit. That's how they get down. Just like when I'm with my homies, you know what I mean? We talk about whatever we talk about. That's what you do with your homies. That don't define who I am when I'm in a relationship. Same thing with women. That doesn't define who she is because she get with her girls and she shake her ass and do shit. That's just the nature of what we do when we congregate together. But what I don't like the message is nowadays, you have a lot of 2.0 Kevin Samuel fake niggas. You know what I'm saying? That wants to give a message about what a woman do, but don't have the credentials in doing none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes are bitter. Some dudes constantly get revoked by women. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to speak to women. They don't know how to communicate with a group of women. So the rejection is always there. So it comes from a place of, well, I'm trying to tell you, you know what I'm saying, that if they get right with God, they'll be okay. When in all actuality, the problem ain't them, it's you. You know what I mean? So, and this ain't no sneak this because I know a lot of people like this. And I'm not just talking about one particular person, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes down to it, men should worry about men shit, period. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no way I'm gonna be so concerned about what my lady do. You know what I mean? And then it's just reverse psychology that these beta men do when they say, well, you a beta because you listen to what women say. Well, in a lot of cases, I listen to what women say because I know how to cooperate, communicate with women. You don't because you don't have no woman. You know what I mean? So I don't know, pops. I don't know if you've been seeing the same thing I've been seeing, but when you scroll through your timeline, it's a lot of men that's taking these points of they want to point fingers about what a woman is doing, what she do.
Well, well, for me, part of that is just personality and people. You know, everybody have their own opinion. One of the biggest problems is everybody, you know, just like you said, they hop on the mic and everybody is relationship expert because they got a few. They have followers. We don't need to get into the numbers of exactly how many followers they have, but it's all on personality. Now, when it comes to women and men, women seem. I had a conversation with a young lady probably a couple of weeks ago, and we was talking about how she was dating a guy that was a little bit older than her, but she was saying how he was needy, but also in the same sense, I had to explain to her a lot of times what women do and what some of these what's quote unquote beta men are upset about is women find not all women, not to put everybody in the same bag, but a lot of women like to tell a man what he's supposed to do, but when it comes down to a man respond in response to what a woman should be doing, they're not our mothers. That's what is told. That's what I often hear echoed.
Yeah, I've
You
heard
know,
that before.
they say, well, you want somebody to be your mama. Like, nah. See, see, that's the thing with me. I can cook, I can clean better than any woman that I know, and I work. My whole issue is you're not gonna identify to me what I'm supposed to be doing, and yet when you're doing what you're supposed to do, it's an issue. Or prime example, you'll have a woman or society will believe it towards a woman is running a household, but then when the same woman have a rebellious son, that's when there's an issue. A woman will try to check a man, but she won't check her son. That's the best way. That's the best way I can give it to you. All everybody can say, well, a woman should be one of the main major problems is a woman wants a a man that's old school or old fashioned, but when it comes to the courts and society, we supposed to accept this this new thing of a woman leading, and it's one of the things. A lot of the people that we feel that we might feel a beta, they and I don't get it off and all that who's alpha and who's beta, but it's just one of those things to where it's everybody have their opinion on how they're going to address things regardless of what it is, and a lot of times too many people emotions are involved, and it's no longer a societal thing, it's an individual thing.
I saw something like that on a clip on Facebook where they was showing this this lady. She was in the kitchen cooking, and she was explaining to the gentleman that she was with about her kid. and she was saying, he was saying to, "Aren't you? I told such and such to go do something," and she was checking the man, telling the man, "You don't tell my kid to do anything.
I see
My
that.
kid got a father, so the father is going to tell that kid. So you don't have to tell him nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? So the man, like, well, I'm here with you. I'm in the house with you. You call me your man. So you telling me an outside entity is still the man. If anything, the three of us need to sit down and figure out how we gonna raise these kids instead of you kicking me out of the equation. You know what I'm saying? I saw that. I was like, that's an example that has happened frequently in America today. You know what I mean? That's whether the father was there or the father wasn't there. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. Your thoughts, Mo?
Um, I heard him say something about alpha. Um, but like I said, you gotta be comfortable with your mate to know if they're capable of running a household or being a taking control and being a leader. Like you gotta be comfortable with that, knowing that they can lead.
You know, we I think that double standard comes into play with men. It's like men with kids. We that comfortability goes out the door because we aren't necessarily always open when it comes to women and children. So say like my kid is with somebody else, and then I have my kid come into our situation. I'm trusting that this environment is going to be what it's going to be because you my woman. Now, if the kids say you and smack the kid upside the head and or did some foul shit to you, yeah, I'm gonna take away the ability to trust you. But I think we go off the rip with trust. It's almost like in what you're saying, it's almost got to be earned. It got to be earned for me, for you to have trust in me to be okay around these kids. Is that what you're saying?
You don't think that's right, though? That's I mean,
I mean, but you bringing them in the house. I mean, at some point in time, at some point in time, you leaving or going somewhere, and and that man is in the house with some kids. Okay, so in the same sense of that, based off this video that we watching, that's just like her saying, don't address anybody that comes that that might put this child in danger because you're not responsible for that child. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It's like that's one of those things of I'm running this and you're not. For whatever reason, that fight that fight is there amongst amongst people. I don't get it. Yeah, I hope that was just a scene that they were enacting, and it couldn't have been done that was too real.
It looked like
But
a real clip. I'm about to run the clip.
yeah, I seen it. I seen it myself. It was I turned it off after so long because the disrespect was blatant. I mean,
It was blatant disrespect. Hold on, I'm gonna run the clip. See the manipulation there? See the manipulation? Look at the girl. The girl chime in with the phone with her dad on the phone, being manipulative. You know what I mean? That's whack. For real, for real. That's when you know it's time to pack your shit up. You know what I mean? That's what that means. It's time to pack it up. You seen that before, Mo?
Yeah, you remember you sent it to me. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that video?
I do think she was wrong. Like you could be it can be a double standard, but she shouldn't have did that in front of the child. Cause she's gonna use that against like she gonna play both of them. She gonna use that to her advantage. I don't think she should have did it in front of from that child.
You see the child already using it against him. You know what I'm saying? That lets you know she don't even rock out with that dude like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Pops, what's your thought? Your value. You muted. You.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I think it was a bit much. Blatant. I mean, if he was settling for that, he had to be. He can't be the breadwinner because if, in a situation like that, do you split the bills to whereas he only pay for what he's responsible for in the same house? When he bring food in the house, is it separated to where it's, oh, I brought this, then tell your dad to do it? It's always something because even if the father is like the sole provider for everybody within their household, the absence still brings along issues amongst that. I mean, a kid is gonna get away. I mean, we all grew up. I mean, yeah, all three of us we grew up, and there was certain stuff that we would do if we can get away with. And one of our biggest issues is actually seeing these young kids doing some of the same stuff that we either tried to get away with or thought about getting away with and might be upset. And the whole thing is the society has it this way for a reason. What it is, I don't have a clue, but society has it this way for a reason. This is exactly what society wanted. And to see it is nothing new. It seemed like the broken household objective is complete.
Yeah.
But it's gotten worse. And like you said, black women hate black men for some reason. It's just in the media, they social media makes it worse also. Because you can be scrolling on social media and they'd be like, I don't need a man. You see women saying that all day long. But really and truly, they want a man. They need a man.
Yeah,
Look, man, when you lay down at night and the only thing keeping you comfortable is those covers, you know what I'm saying? And the rosebud can't do the rosebud. You know what I mean? It comes a point where you looking and you saying, this pillow ain't so this I could put all the smell good on this pillow. It don't do like he used to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we need each other. You know what I mean? I remember I remember at a point where, I had my own apartment and I was by myself and those nights by myself was some of the longest nights I ever had. You know what I mean? And I wake up and be like, I'm cool. I'm straight. But when you there, you by yourself, you know what I mean? And, you after so many months and a year or two go long, and you by yourself, you start, you know what? This ain't so, I'm cool by myself, but this ain't as good as I thought it would be. This ain't so cool. I need to mix it up a little bit. You know what I mean? So you start wanting people to stay over a little bit more. You know what I mean? Start getting your popcorn and want to have like dates and let's go out because you want to be in the comfort of other people, especially the opposite sex. So it's like kind of close this out for now. I know we got things to do, and this is the first episode of the Link Up, and we're gonna be having people pop in and out. You know what I'm saying? But this is the first episode of the Link Up. But I just wanted to touch on why is there hate between black men and women? You know what I mean? And we gonna table this for possibly Wednesday. Who knows who else we might have this in here? You know what I mean? But we gonna table it till Wednesday. And anybody got any last words before we get up out of here?
No.
No.
No? Yeah.
Took you a minute.
All right, man. Well, on that note, man, you know what? This has been a special episode of Mask Off Podcast featuring the Link Up, and I thank everybody for participating and coming out. Keep your eyes and ears open. We will be linking up on our new stream, the Link Up. Everybody, thank you for coming out. This is the Link Up. We up out of here. Peace.
All right, peace.